I will do anything you want.
Hey fam, it's Do and Buster, and we're back today to make a reaction video to Jenna Marbles, a tour of my plants. Alright, let's dive right in.
Warning, this video is only for 32-year-old ladies.
Me.
This plant I got on Etsy, which is also, unfortunately, another dangerous place to find plants that you like.
Yes, Etsy is overpriced. That's all I'm gonna say.
More sun, I think. But I bought it because the leaves are so thick and beautiful and I want it to be this big Miss Keisha in the corner. You know what I'm saying? So here's an example of one that I potted in a terracotta pot, so please don't come for me, I'm aware. I'm still considering whether or not I'd like to plant them in ceramic pot.
Okay, I personally have a majority of my plants in terracotta pots and all my Hoyas in terracotta pots. So come for me too if you come for Jenna. It's a lot easier for the moisture to be absorbed. Or I've said this in my videos before, I cannot think of that. So I personally like using terracotta pots because terracotta pots are able to draw the moisture from the soil so that the soil is not constantly wet so that your roots won't get root rot. Yes, finally did it. Plant expert advice.
And somebody did this plant hella dirty because all of these spots right here is where probably the long woody stick parts where the flowers would come from have all been cut off. Like someone just went in here and cut them all off. Somebody castrated you. I'm so sorry.
Castrating plants. The parts that are cut off in this plant are the actual apical buds. Very common in all plants that you'll find at nurseries. They probably just cut it back because it overgrew, but probably because they're trying to keep it small and compact. Yeah, it takes many years before a Hoya starts to flower.
This is a Hoya Curtsii, just teeny tiny little leaves. He's so cute and droopy. He's still in his nursery pot.
Hoya Curtsii. I see some yellow leaves here, Jenna. Hoya Curtsii was a very temperamental plant. I killed mine, so.
I named her La Jolla Jackson.
Good one, Jenna.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
They get good light, but I'm always sort of moving them around depending if they need more or less light or whatever.
So, I don't tend to move my plants around too much, but she said she's experimenting and moving her plants around a lot and let them adjust. I don't know. Too much movement means too much adapting that the plant has to do, and that causes more stress on the plant.
This right here is an Alocasia Frydek, which absolutely took my breath away the first time that I saw it. This plant has no business being in my home. Do you know what I'm saying? Look at him.
I love her alocasia, and I want that alocasia.
But he's not doing particularly well, I would say. I think this is normal. This is a dead leaf. I know they can go into their tubers or sort of go dormant, so he hasn't gone dormant, but he's also not putting out a leaf right now, but I think he's okay. I think he's chilling. He was upstairs for a little bit in higher humidity, and I think he was getting too much sun up there, so I moved him down here.
Jenna clearly knows a lot about this plant because she's done her research, so she talks about tubers, she talks about humidity. Props to you, Jenna.
These are some varying succulents that I just got at the grocery store, except that one, that was a gift from some students to Julian. I don't know why any of these succulents are alive. I don't water them, I don't touch them. They don't really get a ton of sun up there, I don't think.
Yeah, those succulents aren't getting enough sunlight, but no shade.
This is Vin Diesel. He is a ZZ plant. He is also in his nursery pot. This, I would say, if you are like brand new, like I was, and you don't know what to get or what would be happy in your house, get a ZZ plant. It's sort of like a common low light house plant, but like he shows you so much love. I don't know what I did to deserve all of this growth and love from him, but he's just like shiny and glossy and lovely.
So my experience with ZZ plants, I think it's a misconception that people think that ZZ plants are low light plants. Yes, they can survive in low light situations. However, if you have them moved away from a window, they start to become etiolated and they start getting leggy and floppy and just kind of fall out. Excuse me.
But this is like the one thing that saved my life. Every morning I wake up, I have my coffee, and I walk around. It's like a nice little meditative experience. I just go around and I check all their soil. You get down to where their roots are. I mean, he's a cactus, so he's chill, but for all the plants, when it says dry, basically like real dry, then I give him a drink.
So Jenna Marble has a moisture meter. I love it. Moisture meters are cool. I've used them before, but personally I prefer using my fingers just because moisture meters don't always get an accurate reading. My moisture meter, this.
Then a puntia or a prickly pear. Amazing. Can't even believe it. What are you? You're the best plant ever. He's just spectacular. I love him. Don't touch him though, or else he'll prick you. He pricked me earlier.
I love that Jenna has some of her plants outside. She clearly knows her plants and she's done her research. Seems like she's got pretty good judgment of what plants do best where. Is that correct English? Second language.
So like in terms of outdoor plants, I don't have a ton of like flowers or that kind of thing because I don't know a ton yet, but I'm excited for the spring to start learning about that kind of thing because it's something I used to do when I was little with my mom. I just don't know anything yet. I've only learned about indoor plants, as you can see. But I'm looking forward to that. Aren't you, Julian?
Yeah.
Outside plants.
Yeah, growing up I always had plants. Mom loved plants. That's how I got into plants. We garden, always had plants in the house.
Let's move into the dining room, which is where my too much gene is really showing off, right? This is a north-facing window and there's like a porch over it, so it's really dark in here. And before we put all this stuff in here, it just felt like really sterile, and we don't do a lot of formal dining. I don't know about you, but I wanted to make this room like something a little more fun and like nice and chill, like a place where you'd want to be.
That's me too. This room's got a lot of plants and I'm living for this. But she does say that it's pretty dark, so confused.
Where Julian's standing right now, I have tried many plants. There is no light that can reach here. Nothing. Nothing. This is the location of the only plant that I have ever killed. It was a golden pothos. It just withered away and died.
Okay. Only plant that she's ever killed. She's only killed one plant since she killed a pothos. How? So I appreciate that she did not put any plants in that corner. So many people put plants in corners. Plants need light. If they don't have light, they're gonna die.
Was those big planters, there's a couple of them, they're actually outdoor planters. I had put all of these snake plants in because I was like, they'll be fine, they're snake plants. They are indestructible, you can do anything. They can live in low light, they can just be wherever. The only thing they can't have is a lot of water at their roots and they'll get root rot. So they started to just be a little too moist. So I rescue missioned all of these snake plants out of them and they're doing so much better now.
Yes, just as I was to say, what the can I touch? Sansevierias do not like having wet roots. But Sansevierias can survive in, I like to look at it like this. Sansevierias have a shelf life because if you have it placed in a darker area, again, it's going to get etiolated and it's going to reach for light.
Get some humidifiers in here, and I framed that to Julian, was like, yeah, but it's gonna help us sleep better because it's so dry here. And then if you get better humidity when you sleep, you'll sleep better. Please. So I keep this room with the door shut. If you guys aren't scratching at it, trying to come in and out, at about 50% humidity, which isn't even super high or anything. I know people blast their humidity, but that's like the bare minimum for a lot of the plants that like it.
Big fact, plants do better with more humidity. My plants have this symbiotic relationship where they transpire, so all my plants do better and have less crispies and crusties on the end of the leaves because of the amount of humidity in my apartment. Duh. So since I've gotten more plants, okay, this is personal experience and medically proven, I get less nosebleeds. When I used to live at home with my parents or in an apartment and didn't have a lot of plants, I would often get nosebleeds. But now that I have hundreds of plants and my apartment has higher humidity, I sleep better, my nose does better, my skin feels better. Can you tell? Does it look better?
Is this amazing Begonia maculata whitey eye. When I saw this plant, this is one of those plants I was like, I will do anything you want.
Love her begonia.
This right here is my one and only oxalis.
This oxalis.
I will do anything you want.
So those are my plants. I hope that you found this interesting. I know there's a lot of plant lovers out there. I know it's always cool to see other people's plants and what they enjoy having. If you want some good plant advice, there's tons of channels on YouTube. Like most of what I've learned is from YouTube, like Plantarina, Kaylee Ellen I love, Hilton Carter from Apartment Therapy I love watching, Betsy Begonia is really fun.
YouTube is where it's at. Jenna, where's my shout out?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
Maybe someday in the future, if things get even more out of hand, which I anticipate they will, I'll do an update. I hope that you like this. I know this is like not a type of video that I'd usually make, but I know so many of you asked for it and requested it. And I know that some of you guys are just genuinely curious about my life or my hobbies, which is plants. They're my friends.
I can't wait to see her update on all of her plants. I'm assuming that a lot of her plants are new and she's gotten into plants recently because all the plants still look very aesthetic and very fresh. And maybe she'll kill some more plants. No offense, Jenna. I've killed so many. I have no shame in that. I give her a lot of props for having so much knowledge on plants and so many of their names. Many of their scientific names as well, which is awesome. And she knows her research on specific plants and their care requirements. So amazing. It was very chill. It was just like a plant tour like most other plant tours on YouTube, which I appreciate. She's hilarious. It's great. My advice for plant parents would be that you should be doing your research just like Jenna Marble does. Do your research before you buy a plant, or do your research when you get a plant, so that you know where it should go and what its needs are. That can mean light, water, humidity, or moisture. Oh, I would love for Jenna to know that I'm high-key salty that I didn't get a shout out at the end. Yeah, hopefully she checks out this video and checks out my channel as well. And plant people, plant parents, plant fam, y'all should be subscribing to my channel because I will be putting out more content on all. I will be giving you whatever you need. Like, comment, and subscribe. Buster, can you chill? Dang, dog.